The APWU is affiliated at the national level with the AFL-CIO, and many APWU locals are members of state federations and central labor councils. Secretary-Treasurer Terry Stapleton made a special presentation on AFL-CIO membership to convention delegates and encouraged every local union to join.
Over the past almost 3 years, it's been my primary goal to affiliate our locals with the state federations and to increase the participation level throughout the country. And we've succeeded in that. We've raised our percentages to almost 20% higher than what they were when we took over this challenge. And I want to commend all of the locals who have found a way to become affiliated with their state federations of the AFL-CIO and their central labor councils. The reason it's so important to be affiliated with the AFL-CIO is because of the political action that they take on. The AFL-CIO is at the forefront of the political activity for the labor movement. Labor 2008 is ongoing right now in every state in this country, where we have people on the ground working through the AFL-CIO to elect those candidates at every level of government that support working men and women. And it is through your activity and involvement with AFL-CIO that you can make sure that we're successful in November in this election, not just in the presidential election, but in the United States Senate elections, in the congressional elections, as well as your own House races.
In an address to the convention, AFL-CIO Vice President Arlene Hope Baker described what's at stake in the election.
Our job this year is to let voters from union households know that if John McCain is elected, the Bush-McCain years will continue, and we certainly cannot afford that. The victims of the Bush-McCain years are the hard-working women and men who are doing the best they can, but their jobs still vanish. And the victims are also the rest of us, because the economic security of all of us is threatened. Those of us who are lucky enough to still have our jobs are caught in a terrible downward spiral. We see it for ourselves and we see it for our children. Middle-class Americans are working harder, but we're making less. That's the way it's all throughout working America, including the postal workers, who work so hard to keep our mail moving and our country moving. George Bush and Republicans and John McCain have been plotting to destroy hundreds of thousands of postal service jobs by privatizing them and turning them over to contractors who want to downsize these jobs and exploit you.
Vice President Hope Baker called on APWU delegates to join other union members to win in November.
You and I and the working people of this country, we're going to spark a movement of those who are ready to make their voices heard in shaping the new America we must build together. This is our time, brothers and sisters. This is our movement. Let's roll up our sleeves and make it happen together. APWU, are you up to the challenge? APWU, are you up to the challenge? I know you are. Thank you. God bless you, and on to victory in November.
Another way to build political power is by organizing more members into the union. Members of the APWU Women's Organizing Committee did just that by taking part in a 2-week road trip to small and large post offices in California. Their tour culminated here at the convention in Las Vegas.
Last year, when we initially began our women's organizing drive, and during one of the teleconferences, it was suggested that we should probably get a motorhome and travel across the country in an attempt to sign up our non-members. It was a year in planning, and inasmuch as our convention was going to be held in Las Vegas this year, we figured the state of California would be the perfect place to start, which brought us right into the National Convention.
It was exciting, but at the same time, I was a little concerned about the dynamics of the group, and before you knew it, we were one happy family.
It was a great experience, and I want to just say we all had a great time. I want to thank everybody who went on the trip with us. There was the 7 of us. We're in that motorhome for 2.5 weeks, and we're still laughing, and we're still friends.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
What about our song? Everywhere we go,
People want to know who we are. That's when we're walking back and forth in the parking lots.
Oh, yeah.
we are the union, the mighty, mighty union.
Even to Miss Powell's grandson, who was, had the assignment of putting the pins together in a strategic manner. Everybody had a role, and everybody just went right into it. And we also had an opportunity to be able to take care of some business from employees who had complaints. So not only was it a good show for the organization, not only did we sign up members, but we were able to take care of some business right there.
First thing, if they weren't in the union, we would say, well, can you tell us why you are not in the union? And do you have a few minutes where we can just sit down and really talk about it? And we want you to know, we're going to go back and talk to your local president and let your local president know of some of the issues that you addressed with us tonight.
My perspective was, I started at the post office when I was in 1962. So I started at $2.16 an hour, and we didn't have overtime. We had a years-long probation. So my contribution was to tell people how good the union has been and what union dues are able to achieve for them, and that, it's not right if you don't pay your fair share.
The smaller locals got involved with it, where it wasn't just the big locals and even the one-person offices.
One in particular, the member was so